Alright, today we're going to be taking a look at this Autel AL539 Automotive Diagnostics tool. Now this is more than just your ordinary code scanner, but it can be purchased for much less than what I paid for my basic code scanner like 15 years ago. I'll include a link to this product down below so you can check out additional reviews and so forth. Now today what we're going to do is we're going to take it out of the box and we're going to test it out on a couple of different vehicles. I'll tell you that I've read the manual and there's no way we can cover all of the functionality of this tool in this one video. So there may be more videos on this tool as I have problems with vehicles in the future. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so in the box you get the Autolink tool itself, and we'll fire this up in just a minute. You get the OBD II interface cable, and this is a standard interface and protocol used by most vehicles from 1996 and up. You get a USB cable to use to charge the device as well as interface with a computer. You get some electrical probes because this tester does have some multi-tester capabilities such as testing voltage, continuity, and current. You get the user's manual, which is pretty important when you first get it so you can learn how to use the thing. But most importantly, you do get a case so you can keep everything together. And you do get the Max Link 2 software, and you can log into the Autel site and get updates to this software as well. Okay, let's go ahead and fire it up and just take a quick look at the interface and then we'll test it out. Alright, so let's just go ahead and fire this thing up here and then we'll test it out here in a minute. You can see that it's got an easy to use, colorful interface. I'm going to use these arrow keys to move the selection around. I'm going to go to Setup. And here you can see you can select sort of your language, your unit of measure. Let's go ahead and shut the beeping off because you don't want to hear that through the whole video. Okay. You can actually go to the tool information, and I was pretty impressed to see that the firmware version is 1.10.18. Okay, so a lot of times you buy these devices and the firmware or the software that's on the device, hasn't been updated. Now keep in mind that Autel does state that they provide lifetime updates for their tools, not just this piece of equipment, but all of their other tools. Okay, let's go ahead and try it out. My son's vehicle has the battery light, and this does have a charge system test, so I want to run that and see what it tells us. Alright, let me move the vehicle into the garage. Okay, my son's vehicle is a 2008 Ford Focus, and the OBD interface is right here. Now, typically, you're going to find this on the driver's side, sort of just under the steering wheel. Just go ahead and plug that in, and when I plug that in, the unit does power on by itself. Okay, let me reposition the camera. We're going to do the charge system test on this Ford Focus. I'm just about 2,000 RPMs. I'm going to press OK. Now I'm going to turn my blower motor on, high beams and so forth. And then I'm going to push OK again. And it looks like a low output. Okay, so it looks like my boy needs an alternator, which we may do a video on in a week or two. Alright, let's move on to something else and see if we can test some different functionality. Alright, let's go ahead and test the voltage. That's another way to see if your alternator is putting out anything. I'm going to use the arrow keys and select Multimeter right here. I'm going to click OK. And there's an auto selection, 11.82 volts, which is not a good sign. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start the vehicle, and we would expect this to jump up to in the area of 14 volts, hopefully. Okay, 11.5, 11.1, 10.98. So this vehicle is drawing off the battery. Now what I'm going to do is actually go and turn the blower motor on in the high beams, just like we performed in the original test, okay? Here's the high beams. Here's the blower motor. Yeah. So right now the vehicle is probably running off the battery, which means if we continue to run it, it'll eventually draw that battery down and it won't run any longer until we get an alternator or a new battery, or charge this one. Alright, let's move on and test some other functionality. Alright, let's take a look at the live data functionality on the 2014 Sierra here. And again, we're right below the steering wheel, right straight down. Looking for the OBD2 connection, and it's right there. Now you always want to connect and disconnect this with the vehicle off. And one other thing I didn't really mention, but look how long the cable is, right? We could stand out here and do it. But all right, so you can see here that we have the option of recording the complete data set or custom data, and we could do that on the view screen as well. I'm just going to go ahead and record the complete data set, and I'm going to set a manual trigger as opposed to a DTC trigger. That would be if your vehicle is throwing a code or a check engine light, you can set that as the trigger to record. And I'm going to select the first location. Looks like we can have 3 locations to save our data. And I'm going to override existing data. And we'll start recording. Now, I'm not going to leave it on this screen a whole lot because I know from experience that the camera work gets shaky when it's mounted in the vehicle. But I'll leave it on the mass airflow sensor so we can actually see that data change, and that's directly related to the speed of the vehicle. Okay, let's go for a little drive and then we'll see if we can pull this data back up. So as we move, more air will be forced into the engine and the mass airflow sensor data should change, and you can see that it is. I guess we got to go a little faster than this, huh? Alright, we're safely back in the garage here, and let's go ahead and review our data. Okay, and that's the module I selected when I initiated the test. I'm going to select the live data. Location 1, now remember there were 3 locations we could have saved in, so you can actually record 3 different events on this device. Now it's frame 1 of 20. I can use my side arrows to scroll back and forth through the frames, and I can also go to the various screens that were available. And if you recall, we were on the mass airflow sensor, which is right there. Now let's scroll forward to the frame where I started driving the vehicle, which would be right there. Okay, and at some point I accelerated, and I would say that's it right there. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Now obviously I've focused on the sort of the additional features of this code scanner because I think they're cool, but this does also check your check engine light and report codes. You can look the codes up right here on the device, and also print data. I want to check that out real quick. Alright, you can see I have the MaxLink 2 software loaded onto the computer here, and I'm going to go ahead and select the AL539, which is the model number of the unit we're working with here today. On the device, I'm going to click print data and then live data, and you can see that all of the data we collected during our test drive is being populated onto the screen. Now from here we could copy this off, put it in Notepad, put it in a spreadsheet, print it off. You can do all kinds of things with it. I think this is a great purchase. I'm glad I bought it. It's definitely far above the unit I had, and that unit saved me a lot of money and a lot of other people money too. I lent that out to many friends over the 15 years that I had it, and I expect this device will also get loaned out and help a lot of people out of situations. Hey, thanks for watching. Give me that thumbs up if you found it helpful. If you want to see more of this type of stuff, hit that subscribe button and leave questions and comments below. And I would encourage you to check out the Amazon link I have down below if you're in the market for a scanner like this, because I think this is well worth the money, and it's a very feature-rich unit for the inexpensive cost. So, hey, thanks for watching. Have fun, and let me know if you have any questions.